So,
hello, everybody. Say everybody, there's probably no one there, yeah.
hello, everybody that may come in.
That is may come in, yeah.
So get the.
Hang on, need to mute the video. I heard you twice. So I've got any questions. I'm still fairly bright.
I'm gonna put a thing on Insta to let everyone know where the link's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now.
And then I can send Ashley the link to come in and.
What, you got an interesting face there.
Concentration face.
Oh, what am I doing? Why am I doing a post on the story?
Naughty.
Me, what you expect?
There's not when you've done it and then send the link to him.
Oh yeah, I can't tag them stuff, can I?
Bright eyes. Fine eyes. Yeah. How are we getting on?
I wish I could say good. No, I don't know. I'm just. Maybe just can't tag them, that's the only thing.
I was going to say, it'd be good. Right,
yeah,
so
no, just one. Edit the fucking.
we'll get the link sent over to him so he can get in. Sent the link over and I believe he has seen it.
Yeah, he did.
Cool.
Where's
I'm going to take these off just so the brightness isn't in my eyes. Well, reflecting.
Can you still read?
Yeah. Just at a distance down, terrible.
Fair enough. Put the screen about there then.
Well,
put the screen about there.
It's close enough. It's right here.
Within touching distance.
Less than arm's length away.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Got him.
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, it's okay.
You can hear me. You're all good.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us all right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Yeah,
good stuff.
All good, mate. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Jump right into it. Get going. So, coming off a big win at UFL 2 at the weekend over in Arizona. What do you make of UFL being such a new organisation? How good's the setup?
To be fair, I've not really had much notice on UFL. I had like 3 weeks' notice on the fight. I didn't really know much about UFL until I got there, but when I got there, they really treated me well. They do a lot of different things like fighter insurance. They give you shares into the actual company, so they're sort of making headway compared to other companies. So I actually feel I'm part, like you're investing in yourself. So that's good, man. That's on my first show. So hopefully in a few more fights and a few more shows, I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah.
That was actually our second question. Obviously, you mentioned there the fully committed to giving the fighters obviously like full medical coverage, insurance, shares in the company. Was that a big factor for you when obviously you didn't know much about them, but was that a big factor when you did sign with them?
Yeah, I think so, because it feels like so as you progress your career, you can progress everything else as well. Like some of these companies that other companies have fought for, big companies. If I had shares in them, I wouldn't have to fight. So, but yeah, Bellator and some of the other companies, I'd be in the money then. But hopefully, this one day, then I might be able to have my piece of the pie eventually.
Yeah. Do you feel it's something that like, not obviously every organisation, but every big organisation should really look at least in terms of like medical coverage and insurance and that? Do you think you should look at doing that?
Yeah. In a way, some other companies do other stuff that's not spoke about, but yeah, I think most MMA organisations should increase, so should do free healthcare and that, because at the end of the day, you're putting your health on the line. So I think that's sort of the minimum you should want to do for your fighters.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of stuff that's associated with it, obviously, like concussions, like big one, you know, breaking bones and that's like should really be mandatory, I think. Like,
yeah. So if we're correct, I believe that was your first time competing over in America. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was awesome. For me, I'm not a ginormous welterweight, so for me, I don't really have to cut that much weight. As soon as we got there, it was like most of the week was like a holiday for me and my coach. It was just go abroad, smash pads, train in the morning, and then go and explore for most of the day until you had to come back in the evening to train again. So I had a really good experience. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get to fight at the end of the week, which is even better. Yeah.
How difficult was it fighting in the heat in Arizona?
When you got off the coach, it was 35 degrees, so it was really hot. But the actual venue was really air conditioned. Right. Warming up, you don't really have to warm up. You only have to warm up for about 5 minutes, and you're roasting. Yeah. But I prefer that, really. It's better than that. Than, like in some shows, it's really cold. I prefer it being roasting hot. I think my next fight, because the last one was in Memphis, so that was quite hot. But I think Arizona's meant to be around 40 degrees, so that should be near enough the same. Just a little bit different. I think it's a bit drier in Arizona. But I look forward to that as well, man. A good opponent, and yeah, see what happens.
Yeah. So just touching on the fight then, what did you know about your opponent going into it?
I didn't know. I've not really researched all the lads in the tournament. I had a sort of inkling of who I might run into in the tournament, in the bracket, who's on my side of the bracket. I said to Sean, I said to my coach, I'm going to fight the Russian next. And he's like, what do you think, sir? I said, yeah, I just got a feeling. And then there's another lad called DeMarcus Jackson who I thought I'd end up meeting in the final. He lost in his fight on the last show. So, but other than that, like everything I've said's come true. I've got the Russian next. So it'd be good to make a big statement on this Russian kid and see what he's about.
Yeah. Obviously, your last fight, it was in 2019. How did it feel for you getting back in the cage and getting back to winning ways?
A very, very, very long time coming. I was meant to fight in 2020, and then through various things like COVID, and I think I tore my MCL completely. That took another year out, so that's 2 years out. And then last year, I was meant to fight on Bellator Dublin. I was meant to fight a Moldovan kid called Luka Poklet, his name is. I think he fought the same day as me. Fought Oliver Enkamp. And I was meant to fight him, and he failed his COVID test the day before the weigh-in, so that fight got called off.
Right.
But all of this training that I've been doing in the 3 years, it's been like so like you're putting money in bank, you're saving up for when you want to go and spend it on something. And this fight, I've had the chance to spend some of my money. I'm not spending it all, but I'm going to spend a lot more money on this Russian kid. So it'll be good, man. Looking forward to it.
You know, if you sort of look at yourself before your last fight in 2019, and obviously you've had that extended period of time out, can you notice the difference in how much better you are now as a fighter than back then?
Yeah, the way I put it was like it was a book cut short. It took me my whole career to get to the point where I was fighting decent lads, like world class lads. Paterno, the kid I fought last, he won the Cage Warriors belt, and in there I didn't feel like he was way better than me. I lost the fight, but I gained a lot of confidence for that fight. So straight after, I was like, right, I need to find another fight. I'm happy in this promotion. I want to fight like world class lads. And I didn't get the opportunity, and I was just like kept gnawing at the bit. I just wanted to come back, but I knew I needed to come back on a decent promotion where there's decent guys. I'm going to be fighting decent guys. Even the last kid that I fought, Stephen Costello, he's a decent lad. He's a bit underrated, really, but amateur. He's done some good things as an amateur.
Yeah. So as you mentioned there, you've already got your next fight scheduled in August over in Arizona. Have you been straight back in the gym, or are you going to take a little bit of time to celebrate the victory?
No, I'm back in the gym already, mate. It's not long. 10 weeks is 10 weeks isn't a very long time, to be fair. Just to make adjustments and just to get better, really.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, even after the fight, I was a bit disappointed. Like I sat down on my own for 5 minutes, and the coach came up to me. He's like, "Ash, what's wrong with you? You just won the fight." I was like, "No, that's not good enough. I need to get better, man." He's like, well, "Let's focus on that when you get back home." But the way I see it is like you finished one opponent and then you're straight on to the next. So as soon as I had my hand raised, I was thinking about my next opponent, because like literally about 2 seconds after, I'm facing off straight away, which is something new to me. Like, you don't normally know you're fighting next. It's good. It's good in a way, really. I enjoyed it. So yeah, it's good.
With you having that extended period out, is this what you wanted now then, to have that sort of relatively quick turnaround from one fight to another?
Yeah. In Bellator, I was quite busy. I had like 3 fights in a year. I wanted to continue that, but just because through COVID and stuff, I didn't really get a chance. But now that I'm back and I'm back fighting, and I want to try and be as active as possible. So
you mentioned there about obviously going in the back and sort of being down on yourself with your performance. Are you able to even like celebrate your victories because of how sort of critical you are of maybe your performances, or was it just this performance?
No, I'm my own worst critic. I've not beat myself up, but I'm like very harsh on myself. I'll pick holes in myself, and even when I'm fighting, I could have done that better. Straight away, I know what I need to work on. But I think that's probably where I improve so much, because I'm always just like picking holes in things, never really settling things and saying, "Yeah, I'm really good at this." I'm like, I've seen someone else who's better. Let's try and get as good as them. So.
Yeah. So are you not able to celebrate then, even if it is even a little small victory, you know?
No. I feel it's like, how would I put it? It's like having a load of mountains, and you climb up one mountain and you look again, and then there's the next one. And I've got to climb this next mountain, and that's the way I see it. You know, like, I'm never really happy. I'm content for a little bit, but literally for about a day, or about a day, and then I'm like, okay, right, let's work now. Let's see what else. Let's see how far we can push it. I just want to see how far I can go, man. See how good I can be, and how many of these world class guys I can beat. Beat people that people don't think I can beat. So I want to fight as many decent people as I can before I get too old.
You mentioned there about like climbing the mountain and having the next one. Do you see those like celebrations as like a distraction, or you taken away from your focus because you have got something in front of you straight away?
Not really a distraction. I just feel as if like it's wasted time. I could be like using my time a bit more. Use my time a bit more wisely. So I've not got a lot of time left. I'm 34 this year. I wanted to retire at 35. I don't think I will now because I've had a few years out. But even then, I want to have a lot of fights, and I've got to get to work. I've got to keep progressing and stay in the gym. That's the only way I'm going to get better is to stay in the gym.
Yeah.
So,
You mentioned getting in the gym there. Obviously, you're part of both Hammer and Stoke Combat Academy. How do you divide your time between those two?
So I split days. Some days I'm at Hammer and some days at Stoke Combat. I've got sparring days for both of the gyms, but the level at Hammer at the moment is really, really high, even amateur level.
Yeah.
Some of the amateur lads are pushing me. Some of them should be pros now, but then they're not yet, which is quite scary, really. The same as in Stoke Combat. We haven't really got a big MMA scene in Stoke, but kickboxing wise and grappling wise, there's loads of gyms. Even strike, like a lot of the striking, boxing. There's probably about 10, 12 gyms in Stoke. It's one of them places where everyone wants to do combat sports, but no one really wants to put it together and do MMA. I think there's only about 3 of us in the city that do actually do MMA. It's only 2 pros. So
imagine that's a lot of travelling for you then.
Yeah, it's good travelling. I don't mind travelling. I enjoy travelling. Yeah. Even the US was like a good little trip. The plane journey is a bit boring, but other than that, the actual experiencing different places is just good, man. I've always wanted to be one of them fighters. I want to be an international fighter. I don't really want to stay in my home country. I want to explore the world and see what other people have got to offer.
Yeah, definitely. So we love a good nickname on this podcast. So I've got to ask, where did the nickname The Beast come from?
Adam Tay gave me that nickname. I fought a kid as my second amateur fight. I fought a kid called Dean Gaskell, who's a rugby league player. He played for Widnes, I think it was, or someone like that. No, Lee, sorry. And I fought him. It was a really close fight. And afterwards, Adam said, "Oh, that was a really hard fight, Ash." Like a lot of people were touting him to be like a really good amateur. He said, "You're a bit of a beast, you." And after that, the next time I fought, that was my nickname on the flyer. I was like, all right, I've got a nickname now, so I didn't really have a choice. I just got given it. So sort of
more of a surprise.
Yeah.
Nice surprise, like, but it's a surprise. So obviously we've seen a great post about Rampage being in attendance for your debut. I think it's 12 years ago. Obviously now you're part of an organisation that he's passionate about, got his own son in. How surreal is that for you? You know, them sort of moments coming together.
It's really good because it's just sort of how far of the journey I've come from being like in Manchester, being an amateur and not thinking much. Like even when my first few amateur fights, I didn't really think I'd amount to much really. It's just like you sort of see how it goes. And then you got to seeing how it goes. You got to like 3-4-0 and won the FCC title. And then it got to I'm turning pro now. And even then, it weren't until I thought, well, like promotions like ACB and Bellator that I thought actually I might be actually okay at this. So yeah, it's really good, man. It's good seeing how far I've come, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm done yet. It's good looking back, but I've got somewhere else that I want to be, and I want to see how far I can climb. So,
well, would you able to meet and speak to Rampage and like Frank Mir and that?
Yeah, my coach Sean used to train with him at Wolseley, so Sean's quite good friends with Rampage. He's a nice dude. He has jokes with Sean. So to be fair, Sean's one of them blokes you could talk to a brick wall and he'd have a laugh. He could talk to anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally anyone. I was walking around Memphis with Sean at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He's striking conversations with people. So he's a very likable dude.
Yeah, I think that's just a Scouts thing, you know. We can all do it when we want it.
I'm quite quiet, but people always say, "How comes Ashley's so quiet, and you're so loud?" He said he just must be opposites because we get on quite well.
Yeah, it was for me. I had Ryan McNally on with Sean, and Sean may as well have done the interview for him. Like, yeah, can talk like.
Yeah, he can, mate. Talk for England.
So after this next fight in August, then are you hoping to get one more in before the end of the year, or maybe more?
Well, it's a tournament. This fight's I'm in a tournament at the moment. That was a quarterfinals. This lad that I've got, this Russian lad, he's a semi-finals. The other semi-final is a Kazakhstani and an American. I think the Kazakhstani is quite decent actually. Fought in a contender series recently. I think he lost, but from watching his fight on the same night as me, he done a good number on the kid. So I'm looking forward to fighting one of them. I'm not looking past this Russian kid at all, but when it comes to August the 12th, I'll be ready, 100% ready.
Yeah.
I never get nervous. I'm not nervous now, but I'm fully excited for this. I'm really I feel like I'm at the point now where I walk out and I want to fight. I don't get no nerves, no nothing. The same as Sean. Sean gets a little bit nervous, but I think that's more that because you're not in control of it, and he's more excited because I've never been so fired up before I fight. In my last fight, like I was happy to be there, and even now, like it's a journey, and I'm thinking, I'm looking forward to this next one already. I get in the gym. I'm looking forward to training. I don't ever regret anything, and I don't ever think, I've got to spar today. I'm like, right, I want to spar. Let's get as much sparring out as I can, and then let's see where this leads to. So,
yeah,
and I've got 10 weeks, which is better than 3, so I'm a lot happier than that. So.
Do you feel like you're in a position in your career now where I imagine you always want to fight, but do you feel like you are in a position where you truly are just fighting because you want to fight, not necessarily that you have to?
Yeah. I work full time as well, so it's not like I have to fight. I've got a full time job, but fighting's a bonus for me now. It's just something I want to make the life more, life better for my family. Yeah. I've got a kid and a missus, and I want to make life as good or as comfortable for them as I can. Fighting I enjoy. I'm always going to do exercise. Like even in that 3 years off, I was entering ultra marathons and stuff. I've done a few ultra marathons and a few fitness races, just stuff to sort of tie me over. But I just feel like that fighting now, I enjoy everything, and I just want to make as much money as I can and smash as many decent lads as I can without that sounding as what's it called, bad as possible.
You mentioned before that you wanted to be done by 35. Obviously, that's not the case now. Do you have another sort of idea in mind now for yourself? Now that 35 is not possible.
Yeah, I think when I feel like I'm not improving and I'm starting to slow down, then I'll call it a day. But at the moment, I'm sort of flying at the moment. Like as I said, I pick holes in everything, and it's one of them things. Like I've come back home, and I'm like, I need to do this next time, and then that leads on to that, and all of a sudden I've got like 5 or 6 pages of stuff in my diary that I know I can work on, and that's just to get better. Let alone so that's in control of me. That's not stuff my coaches have said. So that excites me. So when I can get to a point where I feel like I'm too old or my legs hurt and I can't do it anymore, then I'll call it a day.
Yeah. So you haven't really got a number in mind with this one now, where you did that before?
No. I just want to keep competing at the level I can, and then when it gets to a point where I can't compete, then I'll sort of sack it off. But I feel that I'm competitive with most. I'd say, most of anywhere, most welterweights in the UK or wherever. I feel I can give most people a hard run for the money.
Yeah.
Well, that was everything we had for you, Ashley. Again, really appreciate you taking the time out to chat to us.
Thank you, mate. No, thank you.
Can't wait to see you back in action in August. We'll be rooting for you, and hopefully you get that win and move on to the final.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It'd be good. Looking forward to fighting a Russian. So I've never fought Russian before. It'd be good, man. Yeah. His brother fights in UFC as well, so that'd be another little tick on the box, someone to beat on my record. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be good, man.
But I say we wish you all the best, all the success, and can't wait to see you in action.
No worries. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks,
Take it easy,
mate.
mate.
Lovely talking to you. See you, mate.
Right, there we go. Ashley Reece. So yeah, he'd be fighting again in August, as we mentioned, back on UFL. Next week we will be speaking to UFL founder Harrison Rogers. So yeah, we'll get hopefully some good insights into UFL and you know what the plan is over the next however long, you know, whatever their sort of out plan is, I suppose. But yeah, that should be very, very interesting. We've been wanting someone like that on for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Like one of our goals was to get a CEO of or a founder or you know someone in that kind of position from not necessarily an American organization but a foreign organization on. That was one of our sort of little mini goals at the start of the year. So
Yeah.
the fact that next week we're going to be able to tick that off is we're quite happy about that, and it's going to be
definitely
very insightful. So we can't wait for that. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you very soon.